Welcome back. In this video we will touch upon two options that sound very similar but are completely different: the drop and deferred retirement. These are the last two payment options you have with your pension. Your elected pension choice, either the normal payment option or one of the survivorship options, will be the basis for your drop or deferred retirement. The first thing we're going to talk about is the drop, or formerly known as the Deferred Retirement Option Plan. In order to enter the drop, you must be eligible for normal, vested, or early retirement. Instead of retiring and receiving benefits, you could choose to work for up to 5 more years. You would not earn any service credits toward your tiered multiplier, and the city's contribution would also cease, taking with it any possible future SRA allocations. During this time, your retirement distributions, as well as your personal 8% contributions, are paid directly into your drop account. This is a self-directed account managed through Fidelity, officially called the Fire and Police Members Self-Directed Investment Account. You would retire on paper and become eligible for a cost of living adjustment on your account value after 1 year. Once your money is transferred to Fidelity and in the self-directed account, you become responsible for managing your own money. This is vastly different than having your funds with FPPA. Remember, the statewide defined benefit plan has over 6,000 people to spread the investment risk around. Once you enter the drop, your investment risk becomes that of an IRA, solely upon you. Please talk with Fidelity on assistance with your investment options and on calculating your personal risk tolerance. At any time during your 5 years in the drop, you can decide to formally retire and take your benefits. Your options then include taking a lump sum payment, periodic payments, a combination of those, converting all or a portion to a no-cost annuity through FPPA, which may include a survivor benefit and a cost of living adjustment, or purchasing an annuity outside of FPPA. Annuities outside of FPPA are subject to investment fees not paid within the FPPA system. Also note, your drop distributions are in addition to your pension benefit and your SRA distributions. That brings us to the final choice you have with your pension: deferred retirement. Be careful not to confuse this with what we just covered in the drop. Let's say Uncle Pennybags has done very well for himself running a side business, Monopoly. He decides he wants to retire at 55, but doesn't want to start receiving pension payments for a number of years after he leaves the job. Monopoly has made him a lot of money. He can live off of that money for a few years, so he decides to put off taking his pension until age 60. This is what is called deferred retirement. Again, don't confuse this with the drop. Deferred retirement applies to any member that qualifies for normal or vested retirement, early retirement not included. So after looking at all of the other choices Uncle Pennybags has with his pension, he has decided to take the normal payment option and defer that 5 years until age 60. He can take his SRA money right now if he chooses to help carry him through, or he can defer that until as late as age 70 and a half. Should he decide to defer his SRA, that pool of money does not follow the same rules we are about to cover. Deferring his SRA only subjects him to standard market gains and losses, not the following table that his pension qualifies for. What Uncle Pennybags has done by deferring his pension has allowed him to take the actuarial equivalent of his benefit when he starts to draw off of it at age 60. He has decided to retire now at age 55. He chose to defer his pension until age 60. This gives him a new multiplier of 161% of his normal payment option retirement. That translates to a new pension distribution of $46,287.50 in his first year, instead of the original payment option of $28,750. This new benefit also qualifies for a cost of living adjustment, making this figure grow with time. Remember, his SRA can be deferred if he chooses, but this actuarial table does not apply. Now that you have been through all of the options with your pension, you should have a better understanding when planning for retirement. This series of videos was designed to cover your pension and how it is structured. Our last video will go in depth as to how this vote specifically affects you. Remember, the original design of the statewide defined benefit plan was a maximum of 50% base salary after 25 years of service and at least age 60. Everything other than this is susceptible to rollbacks or reductions should the plan become actuarially unsound in the future. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a better understanding of how your pension is structured in the statewide defined benefit plan.